Hello everybody, welcome back to Language, Litigation, and Integration Part 187, Casual Conversations 99. So as always, I am your host, Bradley Boos. My constitutional rights are violated so profoundly and extensively. I cannot feel safe. I cannot pay my bills comfortably and regularly outside of an extremely toxic relationship, and it's all illegal. So that's always going on. As the primary intent of this lecture series is to bring to light ongoing criminal activity to the point where I cannot sell my patent or my alcohol company, US 9259395, I think, something like that. But my CBD enriched alcohol patent is fraudulently devalued. I am a 35% over of Adela's on Oak on 1485 Oak Street in Columbus, Ohio. Cannot advertise properly, cannot turn a profit because of not being able to market market the business properly without, again, simple cash flow for regular advertising or notoriety by being a well-known investor in Columbus or something. But again, I have 670 plus YouTube videos now. All the merit of all that intellectual property is clearly being distributed through everybody. You cannot turn on the TV without something saying it is what it is, clearly in reference to my research or being aware of it. And so I just need one human being to have the decency to enforce the law, respect their financial and legal obligations. But that would never occur. So not too many stories today, just a quick update. Again, I'm literally being extorted by the state of Colorado. That's really what's the only story. So again, like I said, finish up the last video of that. I had emailed them the tax return, the account statement, as well as a legal letter. Well, I don't think I've emailed that to them, but I mailed to them physical copies of each. Checked the tracking today, it was delivered. So it said have something at least 10 days to us before the 25th of March. So this is again another public documentation of that. They've signed for it, it's all recorded. But I wanted to read to you the 2020 Colorado Revised Statutes, Title 18, Criminal Code, Article 3, Offenses Against the Person, Section 18.3.207, Criminal Extortion. A person commits criminal extortion if A, the person without legal authority and with the intent to induce another person against the other person's will to perform an act to refrain from performing a lawful act, makes a substantial threat to confine or restrain, cause economic hardship or bodily injury to, or damage the property or reputation of the threatened person or another person. And literally everything about that, again, I'm literally the victim of the most prolific crime ever. And this is the Colorado statute, but I'm sure it's so much close to that over the whole state. So without the legal authority, again, the United States Constitution is the legal authority of this entire country. And that is being clearly violated every which way. But the intent to induce a person against the other person's will to perform an act, literally going into my bank account and seizing money based on a completely fraudulent statement. And we went over my bank accounts, or the TD Ameritrade statement. And so but what do I want us to say about that? Economic hardship. Yeah, I've been caused economic hardship every minute of every day to the point of profound and extensive torture. A lawful act would be exercising my constitutional rights. A substantial threat is taking my property, violating my constitutional rights to the point where I can't access health care. But you don't have the legal authority to seize money that I simply didn't make, since say taxes, and it's just fraudulent. But and then it goes over aggravated extortion. But, so regardless, I sent them, into addition to things that we've gone over, I sent them this letter. It says, 3rd of March 2023, addressed to Colorado Department of Revenue, account number, the account, which I don't even know how they even got reported fraudulently, illegally from TD Ameritrade, but it said account examiner. I received an urgent notice of intent to levy dated February 23rd, 2003, saying I owed $7,136.92 to the Colorado Department of Revenue on $87,000 to $89,000 profit from my TD Ameritrade account, listed the account number. I lost a little over $1,000 that year and have no idea where you got incorrect information. Via email, I have sent the end-of-year statement for the account and the associated tax return filed in Ohio, showing full account activity and proof I was not in the state of Colorado at any point in 2016. Included is a printout of all the information sent to your department. There is no valid debt, and Colorado has no jurisdiction on anything earned in the state of Ohio. Any attempt to levy illegally will be responded to swiftly with legal action. An illegal confiscation based on incorrect reporting is extortion pursuant to Colorado Revised Statute 18.3.207. Threatening to take a false debt is a substantial threat that I believe will be carried out.
This illegal act will cause financial hardship as defined by Colorado statute and carries a penalty of 2 to 5 years in prison and or $2,000 to $500,000 fine as a Class 4 felony. Anyone who is involved in this case, including all employees I have spoken to on recorded phone calls, will be criminally prosecuted and financially sued. I need written, email or mail confirmation that this false debt is acknowledged and resolved on your end as well. Comply with the law or face legal consequences. All calls have been recorded on my end. Signed and dated, and didn't notarize it, but with my correct contact information. So that is, again, along with 2-3 weeks to a month of financial damages for worrying about where the fuck did this shit even come from. And again, no notices, nothing in 7 years, and it's not even true. I never made $89,000 profit of short-term trading gains in 2016. No idea how a financial institution would get that. It's completely fraudulent and it's completely extortion. So I hope they abide by the law. If not, they're fucking, again, ruining their own careers. Again, anyone I've spoken to already, got their voices, know where they work, get them the fuck out of this society. People need to learn how to behave. So that's really the only story for today, is just updating you on that, because again, the primary thing of language litigation integration is to document criminal activity, because people are so incompetent, they just instinctually assert authority over you, and it's all incompetence and it's fraudulent, and then it becomes extortion, and then once you do it in a group, it's a racket. And so that RICO, baby, we need to hit them with them treble damages. So that's really the only stories today. A lot of talking points of, typical current events and talking points. So I had some interesting, watched some podcasts, a little bit of economics today, and then just your normal, sure we'll have 14 million shootings. But I watched a Full Send podcast, which again would be amazing to be a YouTuber. Again, I just can't imagine having constitutional rights or being able to treat like a human being at all. But they went to Jerusalem, they went to Israel, and they talk about Messiah syndrome. Basically, people going to the Western Wall or whatever, or just that area, the Israel, Northern Africa area. But coming back with Messiah syndrome, saying people will come back thinking they are God. It's like God was just a person that had agency over himself, and they formed a logical structure. Other people are thinking about their agency, and then they say the personal I have authority, agency over myself. If you have constitutional rights or just basic human decency, you do have agency over yourself. So that's really what they're realizing. But it's really the sentiment of the area, right? In the same way you go to a football game, you want the vibes to be good, you want the energy to be up. It's the same thing, but then it's paired with the awareness of human realization, knowing that you can be your own person, you can make choices for yourself, again, if you're not the victim of the most prolific crime ever. And so, but it's actually psychologically the exact opposite of imposter syndrome, right? Imposter syndrome, where you get invited to a conference and you don't feel like you belong there. Well, then you go to the sentiment of the Israel area, and it's like you are the one. It's like it's just, again, it's really the same psychological function, flip flopping, waffling. If I was in the UK, it'd be waffling, but it's really the same psychological thing, and it's just really a reflection of realization of agency over your own actions. But I thought that was interesting just to see. But again, imposter syndrome, you have to be invited to the conference to not feel validated. Whereas I've never formed identity for myself ever. I've never actually made choices for myself. I've never had as if going to be a 30-year-old man. And today's like March 6th, my half birthday is March 10th. And so it's like, I have never made a choice for myself at any point in time. Ever. Never. And so if you can make choices for yourself, if you have the basic sense of identity, just enjoy your privileged life. Enjoy your privileged fucking life. Most firearm owners in the U.S. keep at least one firearm unlocked, as many see gun locks as a hindrance in case of emergency. I would, if I didn't have kids, like I don't have kids, but I would keep guns unlocked if I did not have children, and I would keep them locked if I did have children. But again, I don't have a weapon. Here in Columbus, Ohio, you're not allowed. You don't need a permit to carry. But you can't register a firearm if you have a canvas card because, well, we just don't know. Governor DeWine is such a fucking retard. Short man syndrome, has no idea how to behave. He's gonna be the governor. I don't think everyone should be able to have access to cannabis. Are you a scientist, Michael DeWine? No. Well, then you're killing kids, you stupid fuck. No, just like your daughter Becky. Bummer. Andrew Tate's manager confirms that he has lung cancer. It was hearsay. I have lung lesion that could be cancerous. And just I don't care about Andrew Tate. These are just the headlines that pop up. You read through a couple Reddit posts, see if the community agrees with whatever the thing is. I did not read the public releases for Andrew Tate's medical condition, except for the headlines on Reddit and the posts. But it said Andrew Tate has lung cancer, and then one of the Reddit posters seemed to say that it was like he has a lesion that could be cancerous. Is that a ploy to get him out of Romania and to Dubai, where there's no extradition to Romania, Petetla, who knows? I don't know. That's about it for that. 31 female Andrea Serrano of Fountain, Colorado, will face no jail time after having sex and a child with a 13-year-old male. She was required to register as a sex offender after a plea deal. So, yeah, I don't know if you're prosecuting as a state why you would need a plea deal and just take a paternity test of the kid, see if there's a kid or not. Pretty convincing. But, yeah, extremely weird shit. 31-year-old woman having sex with a 13-year-old. Just someone who's never grown up. Male or female, just someone who's never grown up. As a prosecutor, yeah, I'd probably require jail time for that, for sure. Tom Sizemore, 61 male, dies after a brain aneurysm and stroke. Or aneurysm caused by a stroke, or stroke caused by an aneurysm. I'm not really sure what the difference. I thought an aneurysm was I think an aneurysm is just like a buildup of blood in the brain, and a stroke is the rupturing of it. Wasn't really exactly sure the difference between a stroke and an aneurysm. Well-known actor from Heat and Saving Private Ryan. He was brain dead, and the family made the end-of-life decision. Yeah, if I'm ever brain dead and I'm a vegetable, just pull the plug. I'm ready to go. Just knock me off. Done my work. I've served on this planet, and I have received no respect, dignity, or property, or basic human respect. So you can whack me whenever you want. No, I don't even need to be end-of-life choice. It can just be a March 6th choice. Oh goodness. J.P. Morgan Chase requires tech workers to give 6 months notice before quitting. And this is just the most tragic story of the day. So we had an employee making $400,000. I was shocked and because he had a more lucrative offer that he was almost certainly going to get rescinded. Then you read the article and it's like he would certainly get the offer again, but like how would I ever plan for 6 months ahead? If I'm on a year, literally 7 elapsing into year, well, we're going 7 years have passed, going into year 8 of me saying, holy fucking shit. Again, really May of 2016 was when it was like, I've always been doing research, but like I became aware of what I was doing was fundamental research. And again, an hour of my research is worth a lifetime of careers. And to this minute of this day, I cannot pay my bills or feel safe. And I've been begging people to let me feel safe enough to eat food for, again, 7 years. I haven't had a day-to-day life in 11 years, and I've never made a choice for myself or felt safe enough to eat and sleep consistently. But this employee is really struggling, making $400,000, gets a more lucrative offer that he almost certainly will get re-offered, and he was just shocked. You have to give 6 months notice, and I can't get 5 years of notice after 7 years of torture. And I get random fraudulent extortion letters randomly. And I want to participate properly in society, but I don't have access to social structures. So, well, that was just a tragic story of someone making $400K that might have to wait 6 months to make $700K. Bummer. Stinkeroonios. Jesus. Rachel Ray's cooking show to end. Oh, bummer. Another privileged fuck. Just sit on mid-daytime television cooking food. I still need to start making my food and recipe reviews. And have been cooking dinner, but I just think about making videos all day, so it's like I haven't been eating properly. I do eat dinner well enough, but it's just like I don't feel safe enough just to sit down and eat a meal. And the only thing I need is a time frame in which I get function in society. It's profound and extensive torture, no one gives a fuck. You can now live on a cruise ship for $30,000 a year. Life at Sea Cruises offering a 3-year, 130,000-mile, quote-unquote, escape your daily life cruise. We'll sail to 375 ports in 135 countries on the MV Gemini, which will set sail on November 1st, 2023. Give me a time frame and I'd probably buy that right now. Because really, like I said, I have no way to make fucking money. I can't get a fucking job. I've tried. I'm actively trying. I can't collect my property. I can't distribute my property. I can't get proper valuations on the property I own. A fuck ton of it. And so I was forced to buy this house to try to limit my costs, monthly costs at all costs. And then I still have property tax, so it doesn't really knock down my monthly bills that much. If I were to rent this house out, I would still have property tax, and I would have to live somewhere else. So that would have property tax, and I had to buy that. Or I could go live on a cruise ship and rent my house. And still make my videos. And then be on a fucking cruise ship and not have to worry about bills. Like gas or electric. Or water. Or cooking food. I wasn't sure if it was like all everything included. If it's everything included for $30,000 a year, I would sign up today. I would sign up today. But is Brad Boas ever allowed to feel safe enough to make decisions for himself? Never. And again, it's like I don't know if I'm going to get extorted by the IRS for the bitcoins when again I have legitimate business expenses, but they will literally just look at my YouTube channel and say you're not worth. Again, H&R Block charged me to get $300 for 30 minutes, $600 an hour to file taxes, clicking buttons on a computer for 5 fucking minutes. And so that's worth $600 an hour. What is my time worth? $1 million an hour? $10 million? $100 million an hour? Well, you can't start actually properly evaluating your time, evaluating your property, because people will just say, that's such a carnival number. But again, the average person who can't make $10 million of lifetime earnings, there's people that make billions of dollars, and they make one shitty company. I have 15 companies ready to go right fucking now. And this world is so fucking disgusting, man. Everybody I can send to fucking jail is going to fucking jail. Everybody I can sue until they fucking can't eat food is being sued until they can't fucking eat food. What's in my headphones? Kind of a fun song, Adultery by Cheney B. Just the beat and the vibe of the song, super fun. So I definitely had a unique sound. I will comment a unique sound and fire emoji. There's a 2023 song. And another song that's definitely that was a real bop. I don't know, say this, Im Hashem Lovinia Shira Choir. Definitely Israel Hebrew choir. It's on YouTube. It's a song. Is published approximately 2014. So I thought both of those songs were definitely bops. Did not make it to the theaters to see Cocaine Bear, but we have Pablo Escobar's Cocaine Hippos have Colombians making decisions. Pablo Escobar smuggled into Colombia in the late 1970s from the U.S. or from Africa, 1 male hippo and 3 female hippos, and that has become more than 130. Estimated to be upwards of 600 by 2040 if left alone. So that's funny. I guess hippos are not indigenous to the area, so they're becoming obviously an aggressive, dominant species. So they might start causing problems. And the article was like, wait until they start killing human beings, then the Colombians will care. So I guess the local Colombians are like, they're just kind of hanging out. Don't bother the hippo bobes, they're just chilling. So I guess we'll see what happens there. But Pablo Escobar, what was the other dude? El Chapo? Who's the one that scores goals? I like scoring goals. People need to pay me my fucking money. Salesforce lays off 8,000 people while Matthew McConaughey makes $10 million for brand endorsement. Fuck me, man. Just get famous and then just have some company have a $100 million, $200 million advertising budget, and then they just say, hey, random guy, stand on this commercial for 10 minutes, and then come on a set for a week or a day or whatever to film a commercial, and we'll just give you $10 million for the year. And I'm over here doing the most rigorous scientific derivation every single day, all day, legitimately, and I can't make $30,000 a year to pay my basic fucking bills, outside of the most toxic relationship with my parents ever. This is the level of maturity and the level of decency this species has. And you know, it's here, Matthew McConaughey, he's down to earth, he's just a normal dude. To getting paid $10 million for a brand endorsement while being well aware that somebody out there is being profoundly tortured, and all of your stupid fucking kids, every fucking thing they ever going to learn is going to be validated by my research. It's not a good dude, it's not a normal person. Sensorality determines abnormality. And it's pretty abnormal to lie, cheat, and steal to this level and this extent, and is the entire species. Truly scapegoated from a 4-person family to the entire human species of 8 billion people. And there's not a single chance anybody who isn't directly aware of what's going on wouldn't behave in the exact same way of everyone who is aware of what's going on. Not a single person knows how to behave in the world besides me. OH! Another train derailment in Ohio by Norfolk Southern. What's up with the fuck? What's going on in Ohio? We had 2 train derailments. We had something else. What the fuck else happened? I don't know. This place is a shithole. But yeah. That's well. I guess it's 3 train derailments. Not publishing my research. That's kind of a train wreck itself. No Governor DeWine and Andrew Ginther. No, as long as you keep buckling down and keep committing crimes day in and day out, distributing my property illegally to the 5th Amendment and to basically any statute of the Ohio Constitution. Well, it just doesn't matter, right? Governor Husted, or Lieutenant Governor Husted and Governor DeWine, the buck stops with me, but I'm a big fucking bitch, and I'm gonna suck the dicks of whatever the feds tell me, because I'm a pussy-ass retard. Uh-oh. That stinkies, but uh-oh. Good job. But this second train derailment happened in Brecksville, which is, I guess, Springville, Ohio. It was a 20-car derailment. The CEO to testify before Congress, and this was not like the East Palestine one where there was no toxic materials detected at this spill or this crash. Gas tanker explodes in Maryland, killing driver. Didn't get the, I'm assuming, it could be male or female. I'm assuming it's a male, I don't know. Did not have the name or the age or the gender of the victim. But that was stinkies. Not sure the cause of the accident. Would I drive toxic materials in a truck? I don't know if I'd have a choice, probably. Yeah, I'd probably do that. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know how you get a job or anything. I don't know how you do anything in this fucking world. But that happened. Selective Outrage by Chris Rock is released on Netflix. It responds to Will Smith's slap for the first time in an extended fashion. Have not watched the piece, still on Hulu for my TV reviews. I saw some of the highlights on just like the major news stations. I don't know, I never really found Chris Rock that funny. None of the jokes nothing really seemed to stick out. I was like, ooh, gotcha, Will Smith. Seemed to blame some on Will Smith and then a lot on Jada Pinkett Smith for starting it or whatever. But I've not seen it. I might see it if I ever renew my Netflix subscription. Like I said, after watching the Dave Chappelle things and Andrew Schultz, it's like there's no comedians like that person's like really I gotta go watch that special. And obviously Chris Rock, I've known him for years, growing up. Never really struck me as super funny or anything. And comedy in general is just a genre where it's just like people are so fucking unintelligent. Their humor is pretty much fucking retarded. And so, like I said, I like the wetback joke from Andrew Schultz, but I didn't really watch the rest of his special. And I watched most of the Dave Chappelle show specials just to see what the societal outrage was, which was nothing. So, probably won't be watching Selective Outrage. Grizzly Star gets suspended after flashing a gun in a nightclub. Ja Morant, 23 male in Denver, Colorado. Nothing says like a hard-working, intelligent human being, like having a huge contract in the NBA, and then flashing that 9, got that Glock 9, 5, pull up ops in the clubs, yeah. No, this is fucking absolutely fucking stupid. So yeah, I would suspend him as the owner. That's just fucking dumb shit, obviously. But so I think he's suspended for 2 games, and the NBA continues to be the most privileged, entitled group of monkeys that have ever organized enough to play games. Fuck Mark Cuban. Fuck that piece of shit. Fuck his family. Fuck his wife, Tiffany Stewart. Fuck his daughter, Alexis Cuban. They are criminals. You should maybe you should do something. Maybe, Mark, you could put $50,000 in a duffel bag and put it on my fucking driveway. You could. But you don't, because you're a liar and you're a criminal. I'm going to do everything I can to criminally prosecute your fucking family members for committing crimes. I'm not going to give a leeway to anybody. If they are benefiting from a racket and they're aware of it and they're not doing something, they are failing their legal obligations. And if they're profiting on it, they're part of the racket. And so, you guys don't know how to make decisions, and I do. So I'm going to punish everybody that needs to learn how to behave. And Mark Cuban is the biggest scumbag, the biggest pile of fucking shit. I guarantee his daughters are dumb fucking whores. Guaranteed. At least I'm talking about the one that's 18. I don't know how old his fucking stupid fucking kids are. But yeah, you should probably do something. And I contact your shooting coach who I know personally, and then he emails my parents like I'm a fucking angry kid because they scapegoated me like an angry kid since I've been a child. Now I'm a grown-ass adult as the victim of the most prolific crime ever. I'm just a nobody. That is the risk-reward people go through. Is this person a somebody? Will I have consequences with this person? If not, fuck him, be disrespectful, and assert any authority over you can. Okay, go ahead. Your career is over. Once that happens, there's no Once you disrespect me to that level, you commit crimes. Forget disrespecting me, you're committing crimes. You go to prison and I'm gonna take every penny you have. I can't eat and sleep properly. I've never had basic human dignity. And we're gonna go pay Luka Doncic $40 million, $50 million, and you can't give me a time frame within 5 years to manage the money the pennies that I have to scrounge up in the open market investing, while again being the victim of fucking crime. But again, absolute fucking scumbag. But I seriously hate watching Shark Tank anymore, and I hope it really does get canceled. Because the idea is the entrepreneurs on there are such low caliber. They're such fucking low caliber. One middle-aged parent or mom or whoever has one shitty idea. They go in there with no profit. They might have $60,000 of sales. Sweet, my bar and restaurant will have, I don't know, $500,000 of sales this year. Does it make any money? No. So what is the thing worth to me? Nothing. And so, but then they'll see they tried, and Mark or Lori, who probably fucked. I'll bet they cheated on their spouses with each other. I'll bet they fucked. Or Damon, or Robert, or Barbara, to give us, they see a hardworking person. I see a little bit of me and you. Here's an opportunity. Where's my opportunity to access constitutional rights and the property I've rightfully earned? And I just need you to distribute it, which is legally obligated pursuant to the United States Constitution. Where is that resource? Cassandra Schaefer, are you using the resources at your disposal? I'm trying, but I'm just surrounded by people so fucking pathetic. And if Cassandra Schaefer is still in the police force, get her entire first-person family, 3 generations, parents, grandparents, she's a lesbian, the kids, if she's adopted anything, get them the fuck out. Just get them the fuck out. Shun them until they can't eat and sleep. Absolutely are not allowed to be able to fucking eat and sleep in the world where I can't eat and sleep because they're committing crimes. So, fuck Shark Tank. I hope that shit gets canceled. The Arnold Sports Festival concludes its 2023 events on Sunday, March 5th. Arnold made an appearance. Told you the story when I was working at Powerhouse Gym in Columbus, which was literally 2016 when the state of Colorado was saying I was working in and making $90,000 a year in short-term profits in my TD Ameritrade account. It was the same year. It was that year. And again, I worked at the front desk of Powerhouse Gym, which has since gone out of business. Couldn't get anything from them, and I maybe worked there for 4 months on the weekends, a couple shifts, and maybe again less than $5,000. Like nothing, like maybe food money as a college kid. So if that didn't pass standard deductions, and then somehow fucks up my tax return, they just start stealing my money. You guys are committing extortion. But it was literally that year was the year that I met Arnold. But wow, Arnold Schwarzenegger, what a great person. And I watched him on Impulsive, and he's like, my whole career was just basically being the best the bodybuilder there is. I just want to be the best Brad I can be. And to be the best Brad I can be, I need to have some money and some income, some opportunity, and to feel like a person. And that would never occur because I got scapegoated by an entire community of fucking people. So I hate, again, this is in Columbus, Ohio. I used to love going to this thing, absolutely fucking hate it, would never attend, would never support anything Arnold Schwarzenegger has ever done or ever will do again. Absolute just a piece of fucking shit. The celebrity class is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting fucking people. I told you the story about meeting Arnold, and then my brother was like, you know, who's the most famous person you've ever met? It's like, I met myself once. So it's like, not really famous yet, but the victim of the most prolific crime ever because people instinctually react to my maturity level, my discipline, and the resonance level of my voice, and it scares them, and then they just scapegoat me. It's everybody. It is fucking everybody. Lori Lightfoot becomes the first Chicago mayor to lose re-election. And that is in Illinois. It's a state in the United States of America. Yeah, she just looks like a fucking zombie, man. She looks like a dead person walking. Like, literally, just her appearance is just scary to me. It's like, what the fuck is this? She looks like she'd be a character on Courage the Cowardly Dog. Which, honestly, if you ever, that's a show from, again, I'm 29, Cartoon Network. But that show was always fucking creepy as fuck. Like I said, I was never, so I can watch scary things. I'll certainly watch scary movies like this. But just, I remember watching Courage the Cowardly Dog as a kid. It's like, this show is just creepy as fuck, man. And so I think Lori Lightfoot could have been a character on that show. Oh, another show that I hate is coming back. The Voice premieres Monday, March 6, 2023, which is today. I hate this show too. We have season 23 with Kelly Clarkson. Uh-oh, another fat bitch. Uh-oh, fat stupid bitch who can't fucking sing fucking at all with no fucking titties. Uh-oh, guess what? You could drop a couple songs, and now just brand deal after handout after handout. Is it Wayfair just what I need? Is it The Voice? Is it the Kelly Clarkson show? What is it? Whatever privilege am I going to get today? the executive producers at NBC4 or NBC, who again, they're not celebrities, they're going to pick the values that they think represent their company, which is pathetic people. But they would never report on the actual fucking news. None of the broadcasters would. Miles Harris in Columbus, Ohio, who knows me personally, won't report on the fucking news because he's trying to protect his job by failing to do his legal obligations and failing to do his job. I'm going to fuck you, Miles Harris. You're committing crimes. You have a professional responsibility to report on Central Ohio. You're not doing so, and my property is being ruined because of it. But Kelly Clarkson gets to bump around and have fun and do whatever the fuck she wants to go. I'm sure we have to go to at least 17 award shows in between, just sitting on a talk show and talking about, and again inviting. It's hilarious how many, like, even on a local news station, you know, they'll have like hardworking person of the week or person contributing to the community, and then on these bigger shows, national broadcasts, you have anything that goes viral on the internet, they all get invited to these shows. Like I told you, I was on a daytime show as a guest, Mike and Juliet show. I made a basketball shot in 7th grade, and so everyone was like, wow, basketball games all day, big cummies. And so I got flown out to New York, I got on a show, and I got a gift basket, and everything was paid for. But now, as I'm offering people $10 million up to a guaranteed $100 million over 5 years to report on the actual fucking news, everyone's silent. Everybody is fucking silent. The people at my apartment say we can do basically whatever you want. Like nailing or placing NXT at the bases of buildings. Oopsies! Oopsie scoopsies! So yeah, and then the other judges were Chance the Rapper, who again is fucking garbage, man. Fucking garbage. Again, the worst rapper ever is Big Sean. The corniest, goofiest fuck in the game of rap or hip hop or music production is Big Sean, no doubt. Weakest bars I have ever fucking heard, ever. End of story, case closed, it's done. Then Chance the Rapper's next. For the goofiest, corniest people that have ever come up in the rap game. Chance the Rapper, that's a good name. Total fucking chance. Well, it's really appealed to the most pathetic sections of our society. We have Blake Shelton and Niall Horan, question mark. I had to Google that guy, but he was part of One Direction. Certainly no One Direction, did not know he was Neil Horan individually. And so enjoy the privileges. In the end, try to watch a little bit of the American Idol auditions, and it's just, I can clearly sing more resonantly than everybody. Like the professionals, the judges who get paid $10 million a year just to sit there and say, you can do it! Lionel Richie and Katy Perry and Luke Bryan, yeah, you can do it! Great voice, I heard some notes in there, you can really be an artist, you just stick with it and try real hard. Yeah, again, fun fact, everyone, just any random person off the street, tell them to sing a song, and they will be able to try to, everyone has perfect pitch. Like literally, you can try to sing, you just haven't developed your ability to execute the singing physiology. Breathing, bracing yourself through your diaphragm. But everyone can hear the same notes. So everyone sees the same colors. We already covered that in physics. So, enjoy your privileges. Enjoy your privileges. The Today Show hosts aren't sure if influencer classes are worth college credit, LOL 69. They literally just got done interviewing Chance the Rapper this morning. As again, sitting on a daytime talk show, is that really worth your guys' paychecks? You really need to sit around with Al Roker and Dylan Dreyer and whoever the fuck else you stupid fucks are, and you guys sit there laughing. And these people are like, I don't know, between, 40 and 60. And so it's like they're not like super old, but they're acting like, oh, back in my day, why would we need Instagram likes? Because it's a personal marketing channel, you stupid fucks. You know, people pay your news broadcast to advertise for 30 seconds in between commercials. If you own your own marketing advertising channel, is that worth college credit? It's worth a fucking career. It's like, what kind of arrogance? Because these people aren't like that old. How stupid and privileged do you have to be to think what's the financial benefit of learning how to make and to develop your own marketing channel? Like what level of retard is that? And so enjoy your privileges, the Today Show host. You're just gonna sit up there. Someone said, "Oh, you're cute enough. You're black. You're white. You're a woman. You're this. You're that. You virtue signal enough. You check enough of the shitty boxes. We'll give you a paycheck. We'll give you a contract. And then if someone were to break that contract, you could go to court. When people break these contracts, I can't go to court. Well, I did. They just threw it away. They just threw it away. So they like to torture me. People like to watch me fucking suffer. So, yes, influence, again, college has no value, really, but learning does. And if you learn in college, that's good. If you learn elsewhere, it doesn't matter. Learning is learning. But yes, but again, what now the actual content of the influencer class, my point is, again, no college credit really matters, as the point is if you can demonstrate applicable skill sets. But how do you teach influencing? You post videos on the internet, hope people click on them, man. The only way you get popular is if people talk about them and share them. Which again, this is my 670 something-th. And yeah, that has not happened in my life. I have 55 YouTube subs and my average engagement is like 0.9%. So, I don't know. Again, just be in social groups where people talk about you. That is how you influence, really. And yeah, no, I'm the scapegoat for the entire species. China sets 5% GDP target, lowest in years. I forget what they cited. She has the bad, no, not enough orange chicken, not enough kung pao chicken, not enough fried rice, not enough bok choy. So I think the bok choy sales are down this year. That's why China's not maybe they just drowned too many of their fucking kids, so there's no one buying anything. So I'm not really sure if it was the drowning the kids, or the decreasing bok choy sales, or maybe Xi's wife's. She stopped using that pussy wipe with the orange chicken flavor on it. Maybe that's what took down the GDP outlook for China. But last talking point. So we had Brian Keating and Eric Weinstein. Another big episode. Eric Weinstein again, fucking hilarious. 2017, Eric Weinstein literally made a video about Big Fig directly addressing my research. Then 2020, Eric Weinstein making comments about what if this Sentinel Island comes online, and what does India do next? India in the day, Sabah al-Nur. And then 2021, Eric Weinstein is Give Yourself a Break. Then 2002, Eric Weinstein is now maybe I saw in some clip of like Joe Rogan. You didn't watch the whole conversation. And Eric Weinstein's such a word salad dude. But any fraudulent statement about history publicly posted is being criminally prosecuted. Categorically, I will have an entire law firm of just people doing this shit, sorting through every fucking thing posted on the internet. And if you've committed crimes, you are being punished. 2020 is like, oh, maybe the UFO things are maybe it's a big hoax. You can't fucking fake UFOs, you stupid fucks. Good God, Eric Weinstein is committing fraud. He needs to go to jail. His wife needs to go to jail. His son Zev, who's older than 18, needs to go to fucking prison. But it was hilarious. And that was just like on a Joe Rogan clip. But again, I didn't really watch like what led up to that. But again, the recent Chinese balloons, it's not some sort of cover up. That's genuine incompetence. Just things floating around. Now we're going to make our radars more sensitive to these things. And there's weather balloons. We're not sure what this one is. We're going to shoot this down out of precaution. So that's genuine incompetence. And the UFOs and the materials and the species that you know about, and there was at least 2, and there's a lot coming out of the Atlantic Ocean, and looks like a lot of work. Adam, my old neighbor, referencing War and Peace, and Seema throwing a snowball at my back and saying vibration and noise over 2 years ago, and Prashant saying there's a lot coming out of the Atlantic Ocean too. And oh yeah, me personally knowing the experimental vet method to literally just take a bottle of water or a container, which now everyone's saying the word container all of a sudden. Which again, the 2 words that are now, to the future people, I'm literally tracking the words that are being distributed from my lecture series as buzzwords through other contexts. So the 2 going around right now are the word container, when I said a bottle of water or a container, and the other one was deadly serious. When I told the story about this chick coming into my apartment at Philadelphia, literally just walking into my apartment. I'm just standing there, the door's unlocked, and some chick just walks in. And I'm sitting there for about 30 seconds like, is there a gang of niggas about to come in and steal all my shit? And I was deadly serious. And so now in Brian Keating and Eric Weinstein's conversation that was published on March 5th, 2023 on YouTube, it was recorded on February, which was recorded on Valentine's Day, which by the way, fucking hilarious, Brian Keating. You continue to run the shittiest fucking podcast YouTube channel ever. Your editing is absolute donkey shit. And you've recorded that episode on Valentine's Day, and then every time your camera angle changes, the screen blacks out for a fraction of a second, and your audio lags over here. Wow, you're a good podcast host. And wow, you got fat as fuck. You definitely are packing on some pounds, Brian. Remember in your other conversation maybe with Eric when you're like, you've never struggled to eat a kielbasa? Well, I'm struggling to eat. Clearly you don't struggle to eat, you fat fucking monkey. But literally throughout the conversation, they say deadly serious multiple times. And it's the transfer point, it's the logical pivot of the conversation. And it is direct citation of my story of saying I was deadly serious about the chick coming into my apartment in Philadelphia. facts. And fun fact, Vladimir Putin did the same thing. There was a quote that went around on global headlines, and this was before the war, but Putin was saying something about something, and Putin says the tagline that was literally transmitted through the entire broadcast of the species was Putin saying deadly serious about something. No? Let's see. And so, but the two words that are definitely being transmitted are deadly serious and container. And through the I've heard container a couple other shows, but deadly serious was said like 3 times in the exact theft of my intellectual property in this conversation, like 3 or 4 times, and the word container as well. And so again, two lovely Jewish Hebrew men of tradition, and they're just liars and fucking thieves. They lie, they cheat, and they steal. That's all they ever done. That's all they ever will do. And so, done raising my voice. You guys will be punished to the fullest extent of the law. And again, you guys are criminals and you don't respect the law yourselves. So you guys are gang members. You are totally fucking gang members. So that is it for today. I just wanted to give you the update on the extortion, as well as again, I'm literally the victim of the most prolific crime ever, simply because of how much scientific research I do, and nobody feels responsibility for anything. Sweet. Whatever, it's going to be 67 today here in Columbus. I'm going to go to the park, go on a nice little walk. But again, at least a piece of video content a day, and again, it's easy as shit ever in terms of movie reviews, television reviews, reading a book. And again, I won't run out of content until I'm out of movies, out of music, and out of books to read out loud, which will be never. So keep doing the news stuff. Again, this covers all history, any specific language things. I have a whole language-specific lecture series, pretty much law and history as well. And law, history, and current events is what this one is. And I have separate lecture series for pretty much every other subject there is. So, thank you for watching another episode of Language, Litigation, and Integration Part 187, Casual Conversations 99. And I'll see you on the next one.